My husband has selective hearing. If I ask him to take in the laundry, he doesn't hear me. If I ask him to do the dishes, he doesn't hear me. When I finally scream at him in frustration, he just watches me silently, letting me lose my mind. Then, he never fails to add, I never said I wouldn't do it. What are you freaking out about? I finally had enough. I'm tired. So I started to play his game, developing a selective hearing of my own. And this time, the one who's going crazy is him. After dinner, I took our son Leo for his bath. On my way to the bathroom, I specifically told my husband Addison to remember to do the dishes. He was glued to his phone and grunted an uh-huh, without even looking up. But when I came out of the bathroom after getting Leo washed and ready for bed, the dinner table was still a disaster zone. Addison was sprawled on the sofa, scrolling through his phone, letting out little snorts of laughter every now and then. Addison, didn't I ask you to do the dishes? I asked, my voice tight as I fought to keep my anger in check. He still didn't look up, his fingers flying across the screen. Yeah, I know. Don't rush me. Since he said that, I couldn't really press the issue. After I tucked Leo into bed, I came back out to the living room. The dirty dishes were still sitting on the table, untouched. I glanced at Addison, who was still lost in his phone on the sofa, and thought, he's a grown man. He shouldn't need me to ask him 3 or 4 times to do a simple task. If I kept nagging, it might just make him dig his heels in even more. Swallowing the words that were about to burst out, I went back to our room and went to sleep. The next morning, I got up to make breakfast, only to find yesterday's dishes exactly where I'd left them. Grease had congealed into a sticky, disgusting film on the table. After sitting out all night, it was hard and nauseating to scrub off. I remembered how I'd reminded him again and again last night to clean the table and do the dishes. And what did he do? He played on his phone from 6 o'clock until God knows when, before finally stumbling into bed. Time for his phone, but no time for the dishes. A hot fury surged through me. I cleaned the table, washed the dishes, and then made breakfast. By the time Addison got up, I was already eating. Oh, he said, feigning surprise. There's breakfast? He sat down across from me without another word and started digging in. Addison. I took a deep breath, trying to force down the inferno in my chest. Didn't I remind you twice yesterday to do the dishes? But when I got up this morning, they hadn't moved an inch. Addison didn't say anything, just kept eating. I slammed my fork down on the table and glared at him. Sensing my anger, he finally looked up with a sheepish grin. Oh wow, I just forgot. Look at you getting all worked up. Don't worry, he added, his tone far too cheerful. I'll get them next time. I promise. Looking at his smug, carefree face, a profound sense of helplessness washed over me. After breakfast, I got up to wake Leo. As I left the table, I told Addison to take the clothes out of the washing machine and hang them up to dry. This time, he nodded enthusiastically. Mission accepted. I figured that after what happened yesterday, and with me having just lost my temper, he'd actually do it. It wasn't even a big deal, just a few items of clothing. It would take him 5 minutes, tops. I got Leo dressed and ready, and without even checking the laundry, I took him out the door. I dropped Leo off at daycare, then headed to work. When I got home that evening, I glanced instinctively toward the balcony. Seeing no clothes hanging there, my stomach dropped. I rushed over and threw open the lid of the washing machine. Just as I'd feared, this morning's load of laundry was still sitting there in a damp, crumpled heap. After being sealed in the machine all day, a sour, mildewy smell hit me. There was nothing for it. I had to wash them all over again. The moment Addison got home, he flopped onto the sofa and pulled out his phone. Our living room connects to the balcony, and the washing machine isn't exactly quiet, but he acted as if he couldn't hear a thing. When the machine beeped, signaling the end of the cycle, I shouted from the kitchen. Addison, the laundry's done. Go hang it up. Silence. I poked my head out of the kitchen and called out again, louder this time. Addison, hang up the laundry. Still nothing. Clutching my spatula, I stormed over to the sofa and kicked his foot. He slowly tore his eyes away from his phone, his expression full of annoyance. I heard you the first time. It's just hanging up some clothes. I'll get to it. That was it. I exploded. You'll get to it? Didn't I ask you to do it this morning?